Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another high scoring session of Child Development and Pedagogy. Today, we are cracking Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development with the easiest, most relatable English explanation, specially designed for CTET and State TET exams. In this video, we will break down Piaget's core concepts as well as his four stages of development using simple, real world examples that you will never forget. Stick around until the end because right after explanation, we will solve highly repeated exam based multiple choice questions to completely lock in your score. Let's get started. Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget was a famous child psychologist renowned for creating the theory of cognitive development. It is a theory about how children's thinking is different from adults. Piaget's theory significantly contributed in the growth of developmental psychology as a distinct subfield and contributed greatly to education. Piaget called children little scientists who actively construct knowledge. His theory explains how children construct a mental model of the world. It proposes that intelligence changes as children grow through four distinct age related stages. To understand how children think, let us know the four main keywords which Piaget has used in his theory. These words are schema, assimilation, accommodation, and equilibrium. Schema is the mental frameworks or building blocks of knowledge. A child knows a dog has four legs. When he understands by his knowledge of dog, four legs, fur, tail, barks, he gets the experience and knows about a dog. The next is assimilation. He fits new information into an existing schema. So, assimilation is fitting new information into an existing schema. A child knows a dog has four legs. When he sees a cat, he thinks it is a dog. He fits the cat into the dog folder. Accommodation, he modifies the old schema because the new information does not fit. The child learns that a cat mews and a dog barks, and these two are totally different. Cat mews, cat is different from dog. The next is equilibrium. It is the balancing act between assimilation and accommodation. When a child is confused, he is in disequilibrium. So Piaget proposed that children use schemas to understand the world, modifying them through assimilation and accommodation. The four stages of cognitive development are sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Now let us see the four stages of development as proposed by Piaget. The first stage is sensorimotor stage. It is from age 0 to 2 years. In this stage, learning happens through senses and motor actions. The infants and toddlers learn to use basic actions like sucking, grasping, looking, and listening to learn about the world around them. The key achievement is object permanence, that is, the understanding that items exist even when out of sight. The next is pre-operational stage from 2 to 7 years. In this stage, children develop symbolic thoughts using words and images to represent objects. Thinking is often egocentric, lacking an understanding of conservation. In this stage, kids enjoy pretend play. Thinking is highly egocentric and lacks logic. The key concepts we have to remember in this stage are animism, that means the child thinks that toys have feelings and starts even talking with them. Egocentrism, the inability to see others' perspective. The child thinks whatever he is doing is right. Irreversibility. Knowing that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, but not knowing that 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Centration, focusing on only one feature of an object. So, lack of conservation happens here. The third stage is concrete operational stage from the age 7 to 11 years. In this stage, kids start to think more logically about concrete events but may still struggle with hypothetical situations and abstract thinking. The key milestone in this stage is the development of conservation, that is, understanding that the quality or amount of something remains the same despite changes in its shape or appearance. Here, the child realizes that pouring water into a taller, thinner glass does not change the amount of water. The last stage is the formal operational stage from age 12 years and above. Child develops an increase in logical thinking. He also develops the ability to use deductive reasoning and understands abstract ideas. He is able to think more scientifically. The key milestones here are complex problem solving and systematic planning. The child can develop cognitive skills by playing with blocks, puzzles, and board games. Teachers' role in this regard: create an environment where the child feels comfortable asking questions, help children explore topics they are passionate about, encourage thinking and reasoning skills by asking open ended questions. Now, let us try to solve some multiple choice questions based on this theory. First question: the process of modifying existing cognitive structures to make room for new information is called. The options are assimilation, accommodation, centration, and sensation. The correct option is B. Accommodation. Accommodation involves altering existing schemas when new information cannot fit into them. In contrast, assimilation fits new information into existing frameworks without changing them. The next question: during which stage of cognitive development does a child begin to think logically about concrete events and master conservation? Sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. It is concrete operational stage, option C. Children in the concrete operational stage, age 7 to 11 years, develop logical thinking about physical objects. They also master the concept of conservation, understanding that quantity remains the same despite changes in shape. The next question: Piaget's theory of cognitive development focuses on physical development in children, social development in children, moral development in children, intellectual development in children. The correct answer is D. Intellectual development in children. Piaget's theory examines cognitive development, which refers to mental processes, reasoning, and intellectual growth over time. Question number 4. In the sensorimotor stage, children primarily learn about the world through abstract reasoning, concrete representations, symbolic representations, sensory experiences, and motor actions. The correct answer is D. They learn through sensory experiences and motor actions. During sensorimotor stage, infants explore using their senses and motor skills to interact with their environment. The next question, the ability to understand that changing the appearance of an object does not change its fundamental properties is known as object permanence, conservation, reversibility, egocentrism. The correct option is conservation. Conservation is the cognitive milestone where a child understands that quantity, mass, or volume remains identical despite alterations in outward shape or container form. Next question. According to Piaget, which of the following is an example of a schema? A mental representation of a dog, a collection of toys in a playroom, a set of rules for a board game, a sequence of motor actions for riding a bike. The correct answer is a mental representation of a dog. A schema is a cognitive framework or mental building block that helps an individual organize and interpret information about the world. The next question, the term object permanence refers to the understanding that objects exist even when they are out of sight. Objects can be transformed into different shapes and sizes. Objects can be sorted into categories based on their properties. Objects can be classified based on their size and weight. The answer is A. Objects exist even when they are out of sight. Object permanence is the critical sensorimotor milestone where an infant learns that physical things continue to exist even when hidden from view. The next question, which stage of Piaget's theory is associated with the development of conservation and logical thinking? Sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, formal operational stage. The answer is C, concrete operational stage. During the concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years, children develop logical thinking about physical objects and successfully master the concept of conservation. The next question, after seeing a cat, a child says it is a dog because the child learns that dog has four legs. This view is representation of schema formation, assimilation, adaptation, accommodation. This is the representation of assimilation. Assimilation occurs when a child fits new information into an existing mental framework or schema. The child already knows dogs have four legs, so he applies that existing schema to the cat. Question number 10. A child starts solving the problem by using his divergent thinking. According to Jean Piaget, in which stage he is? Sensorimotor stage, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational stage. According to Jean Piaget, he is in formal operational stage. Divergent thinking and abstract problem solving develop during the formal operational stage. This stage begins around 11 or 12 years of age. The next question, according to Jean Piaget, which of the following is necessary for learning? Active exploration of the environment by the learner, observing the behavior of the adults, belief in immanent justice, reinforcement by teachers and parents. Number A is the right answer. Active exploration of the environment by the learner is necessary for uh, learning. Piaget believed children act as little scientists who actively construct knowledge. Learning happens best through direct hands or interaction with the world. The next question, which of the following implications cannot be derived from Piaget's theory of cognitive development? Acceptance of individual differences, sensitivity of children's readiness to learn, discovery learning, need of verbal teaching. The correct option is D, need of verbal teaching. Piaget's theory minimizes the role of passive verbal lecturing. Instead, it emphasizes self discovery, developmental readiness, and accommodating individual learning speeds. Question number 13. According to Piaget's stages of cognitive development, the sensorimotor stage is associated with ability to solve problems in a logical fashion, concerns about social issues, ability to interpret and analyze options, imitation, memory, and mental representation. The correct option is D, imitation, memory, and mental representation. The sensory motor stage from birth to 2 years of age is characterized by infants learning through sensory experiences and motor actions. During this time, they develop the ability to imitate actions. Basic memories start and form internal mental representation of objects, that is, object permanence. The next question. Pre-operational stage in Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development characterizes development of abstract thinking, centration in thought, hypothetico-deductive thinking, ability to conserve and seriate objects. The main characteristic developed is centration in thought. The pre-operational stage is marked by centration fixing on one feature of a situation and ignoring the rest. Abstract thinking, hypothetico-deductive reasoning, and conservation with seriation all belong to the later stages. The next question, according to Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, hypothetico deductive reasoning develops during sensorimotor stage, pre operational, concrete operational, formal operational. The correct option is D, formal operational stage. Hypothetico deductive reasoning. Forming a hypothesis and reasoning systematically to test it develops in the formal operational stage from about 11 years onwards. The next question, which of the following behaviors characterize the concrete operational stage as proposed by Jean Piaget? Hypothetico deductive reasoning, propositional thought, conservation, class inclusion, deferred imitation, object permanence, make believe play, irreversibility of thought. The correct option is B, conservation, class inclusion. Conservation and class inclusion are achievements of the concrete operational stage from 7 to 11 years. Hypothetico deductive reasoning belongs to the formal operational stage and object permanence to the sensory motor stage. Let us come to the next question. Children actively construct their understanding of the world is a statement attributed to Piaget, Kohlberg, Pavlov, Skinner. The correct option is A. Piaget. Jean Piaget is the pioneer of cognitive constructivism. He argued that children are active learners who build knowledge through experience. Next question. Alternating or changing our existing schemes in light of new information is known as accommodation, schema, assimilation, equilibrium. The correct answer is accommodation. Accommodation is the cognitive process of modifying existing schemas or creating new ones when new information contradicts what is already known. Assimilation is fitting new informations into unchanged existing schemas. The next question. Piaget described cognitive development as occurring in three progressive levels, a continuous continuum, four overlapping culture specific stages, four qualitatively distinct stages. The correct option is D, four qualitatively distinct stages. Piaget proposed four sequential stages of development, that is sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. Each stage represents a unique, qualitatively different way of thinking. The last question. Jean Piaget said that children are little scientists. What does the term little scientist mean? Children passively construct their knowledge. Children construct their knowledge with the help of MKO and scaffolding. Children have a set of schemas in their brain which help them with acquiring new set of knowledge. Children actively construct their knowledge. The correct answer is D. Children actively construct their knowledge. They are not passive. Then the second option, children construct with their knowledge with the help of MKO and scaffolding, is proposed by Vygotsky. Thank you.